and welcome back to another new video. Today we're doing aquarium tank maintenance on the 60p planted aquarium. So let's go inside and take a look at how that tank is doing. It's pretty messy. And here it is. You can see, you don't have to look closely to see that there's quite a bit of algae on the glass. The fish are all swimming really nicely still. I've got a good school of ember tetras in here. The Vallisneria spiralis is growing like crazy in this tank, and I'm gonna have to trim quite a lot of it because you can see here as well on the side there's Vallisneria. So I'm gonna have to do a bit of trimming today. You can see the Hygrophila pinnatophyta growing out of the water. It's pretty crazy, but it is looking pretty nice. You can see some fallen leaves I've got to clean up. So today is maintenance day, and I want to show you guys how I do a deep clean maintenance on my Aquascaped aquarium. And I do this every 2 weeks, a deep cleaning. And then on the other 2 weeks, I do water changes. So I take out like 25% of the water, 30%, and just fill it back up. So I'm doing maintenance every week, but on 2 of the weeks, I do like a deep cleaning, like what I'm gonna do today. So I'm not the best at explanations, as you guys might probably know, so take a look at the calendar over here. So we've got water change 1 week, and then the next week we have the deep clean maintenance, which is today, and then water change the next week, and then another deep clean maintenance. So every week I'm doing something with the tank right there, and today is Deep Clean Maintenance Day, maintenance. You can see all the algae growth on the glass. Usually in 2 weeks, there's not this much algae growth. I let it go for like 4 weeks without a deep clean maintenance so that it'll be more fun to watch. If there's no algae on the glass, then, I mean, it's not gonna be that interesting. And the plants, you can see they're growing like crazy. Usually I'd have them trimmed, but today, you get to see more trimming. I'm gonna be like chopping all this Hygrophila pinnatophyta as well as the Vallisneria in the back. Or I could have just been lazy and skipped a week of maintenance, but I'd say I'm usually on point with my maintenance schedule, the routine that I showed you earlier. I'm usually doing it every week, so let's get to this. So in the last video you guys saw how I cleaned my lily pipes. You can see they are spotless clean. Usually I would do them the same time as I'm doing the maintenance, but I wanted to make a video that day for this. So here it is, clean lily pipe, so I don't have to touch these today. You can see the hosing is also really clear. So that's good. There's just some leaves getting sucked in, so I use my pincette and I just try to grab this out. Kind of like that. So the first thing I like to do is I like to put a floor mat on the floor so I don't get the wooden floor all wet with tank water because I don't want to damage it. And then over here I've got a bucket, I've got my hose for water change. This is like seriously the best hose. It's really soft, really flexible, good stuff. And then over here I've got my towels to keep everything dry. I've got my maintenance tools down there as well as a sponge to clean the glass. And over here, I've just got my storage for tools and stuff like more sponges. I've got my net to scoop stuff out of the water, floating plants, stuff like that. And then I've got my hose cleaner as well. Maybe one day we can do a tour of what's in my maintenance. It's not just maintenance stuff though, it's like aquarium supplies and soil, stuff like that. So a bunch of everything that I just keep in there. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start trimming some of the Hygrophila pinnatophyta as well as the Vallisneria spiralis, and maybe some moss as well. So I've trimmed quite a bit of plants, as you can see right here. Vallisneria spiralis, which is that long grass-like plant, and Hygrophila pinnatophyta, as well as Myriophyllum guyana, which, will it focus? Please focus. Alright, there you go. So yeah, next up I'm gonna trim the moss. It's not gonna be easy. I wish I could trim the moss and siphon it out at the same time, but that's really tricky, especially with a small tank, so I'm just gonna do my best and try to keep everything tidy. Oh yeah, and turn the filter off so that you don't get moss getting sucked into the filter, because that's never good. Trimming is not easy, especially on a small tank with not much room inside. It's not easy to get your hands in there and trim all the plants, so that was quite tough. But now I'm gonna start siphoning out some of this water. And yeah, I didn't explain much earlier, but what I did is I lowered the water level a little bit. I used a sponge, a melamine sponge. This is one of the best stuff out there to clean glass. It's really easy. If you're in the United States, Aquarium Co-op sells these. You should get them. I have a bunch of them in my maintenance drawer. Right here you can see all my melamine sponges. I just got a big piece of it and cut them up into small sizes. They don't last very long. You can get a few uses out of them, but they'll start to fall apart, but they're probably one of the best sponges out there. After scrubbing the tank with the sponge, I used a razor and scraped off the algae that's hard to reach with a sponge, so the razor is also really good. And then I trimmed a little bit more of the mosses down below, so now I'm gonna siphon it out, and yeah, we're almost done. And I forgot to mention, I took the lily pipes off because if I leave them in the tank, I risk the chance of breaking them while I'm cleaning the glass, so I took them off. They're already cleaned because I cleaned them the other day, as I think I mentioned earlier, but if you want to watch how to clean glass lily pipes, I'll put the link in the description below. And there it is. We're still not done yet though. It's nice and filled up. You can see it's looking really clean and crystal clear with all the algae gone. But there's still floating plants floating at the top, so that's why we've got this thing to scoop everything out. That's basically it. Next up, you can hook on whatever equipment you have that was on your tank prior to maintenance. So I've got my air guard right there, just to protect any of the splashes from the aerator when it goes off at night. And I've got to put the thermometer back on. If you have a glass thermometer like this one, you want to make sure to take it off when you do maintenance, because it's very easy to break this. I like to always make sure that my maintenance tools right there are always nice and dried after maintenance, because even though they're stainless steel, I want them to stay nice and clean. And now I think we can turn the filter back on, so I'm gonna open this up and plug it in. And there it is. And of course, don't forget the CO2 as well. So there you can see. How many bubbles is this? Like 1 or 2 bubbles a second? I think it's 2 a second. So there it is, looking really nice. It took about two and a half hours. Usually it'd be a bit faster, but it's a little bit tougher with a camera. So yeah, I'm really happy with it so far. I'm just not happy that I put Vallisneria spiralis in the background. I know some of you said don't do it, but I really wanted to for the photo shoot. Oh yeah, I've got to show you guys. I completely forgot, because I entered the IAPLC, International Aquatic Plants Layout Contest, and during that time, I wasn't prepared. I only had about 2 months to set up this tank, so I set that up and the plants weren't developed well enough, so I wanted some background plants, so I added in the Vallisneria spiralis for the photo shoot. And I did. I entered the Aquatic Plants Layout Contest with a pretty immature tank. I'll put a picture up right there. So you can see how much it's changed, and I am really liking it now. This looks so much better than a couple months ago because I just don't think I had enough time. So if you guys are curious, I ranked 1,228. Is that right? Yep, 1,228 out of 2,358 people. So I'm really happy about that. Well, actually, I'm super happy about that. It's crazy because when you enter for the first time, I was really nervous, and I thought, man, am I even gonna make it into this contest? Because it's the first time I'm entering. Maybe they'll kick me out, or maybe they don't even notice my work. I was super nervous, and to see this 1,228, I'm incredibly happy about that. And to everyone who entered, congratulations for whatever ranking you get. It's an amazing feeling to enter a contest, and then we'll be in the books, the IAPLC books. My picture will be in there. I wish I had a little bit more time with Escape. For next year, I'm gonna go for even something bigger. I don't know if I have a goal. I do want to go big. I want to try to get at least top 200. It's a big goal, I know, but we're gonna try hard. If we don't make it, it's okay. But if you see over here, we're moving stuff around. This, by the way, is the 2020 IAPLC poster. I got this as a gift. But you can see I'm moving stuff around. The table is being moved, and we're gonna have something big here for the contest next year. I'm really excited to show you guys the plans I've got for this room, as well as for the fish room outside. I think I want to prioritize this room more in the next few months because we've got to prepare for next year's contest. And I don't know, I just got hooked into this contest ever since talking to Stephen Chong in the beginning of this year. He kind of persuaded me to get into aquascaping contests, and now I'm just kind of into it. It's really fun, and congratulations to Stephen Chong because he got second place in the IAPLC, which is amazing. So congratulations once again to everyone who entered. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like Squad, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, and I will see you next time.